When you see the crust and trough of our lives, I believe it can broadly be visualized into an x-axis, 0 to plus and 0 to minus. Okay? When you are in 0 to plus phase, when things are going awesome for you, everything is clicking, my spiritual master Daji says, be inspired. That's a time where you need to nurture and transmit that inspiration to everybody else, because you're at a peak, you're in a high phase, which all of us have faced. If you, in fact, close your eyes for a few seconds and revisit your defining moments in life, you'll see it was all about fulfillment and coming from the heart. Conversely, when you go from 0 to minus, again, my spiritual master says, not acceptance, but cheerful acceptance. I think in these 2-3 words, he's probably given away the complete tenet of handling the balancing of today's extremely digitalized world and our personal lives, especially the internal personal lives, about being extremely inspired and being cheerfully accepting what is not going well for you. Easier said than done. Invariably, what happens, the collateral damage of a 0 to minus 1 leads people to depression, and they give in. And that's where you need to really bounce back. And with due respects to all your cerebral power, you just can't get a handle over it. There is that X factor missing. And right now you see it all over the headlines, what I call a leadership deficit. When I was talking to Dr. Nitin Noria, the Dean of Harvard Business School, and he said, Pramod, the two things, trust deficit and leadership deficit. So wonderful theme, Vani and Shraddha, for saying, what's this heartfulness view? We're done with mindfulness. We've thought through all these angles, you know, and I'm reminded of, pardon me if you cannot understand, this will translate for you, what Bulle Shah said, a very great balance between the two worlds. Pad kitaba ilmda tu naam rakh liya qazi. Hat vich talwara farke tu naam rakh liya ghazi. Makkah Madina ghumaya tu naam rakh liya haji. O bandaya tu ki hasil kita je Rabb nu na rakhya razi. So you studied, got a scholastic PhD as Qazi. You maneuvered through the corner office and plundered, or may not plundered, but manipulated, right? And then you went to holy places, you call us Haji, but what the heck did you achieve if you did not keep your maker happy? So what's this journey about being always inspired and always cheerful? It dwells from the fact that the heart, which should actually be guiding the mind, because mind left on its own can actually rationalize every damn concept and collateral damage. It can actually rationalize. Now, how do you sanitize and neutralize that rationalization to lead a very balanced life is where I'm going to come from. So I'll just share a small framework, because each and one of our behavior stems from one or four of the quadrants. Can we have the slide, please? If you see, you're actually operating, this is not some management presentation, just a quick framework. You and I are behaving right now from one or the four of the quadrants, maybe a combination of the quadrants. This is what real self is, who I really am. And there's an ideal self. If Vani and all have given me an opportunity, I would like to stick to the time and be a very model presenter and stick to the integrity of the theme, ideal self. There's also an expectation of an ideal other, which is y'all saying, did he leave a message? Was there an impact? Did he use this platform given in a very effective way? And the brutal one is the real other, where people give you this really bad feedback. It's a reality. None of us operate in isolation. We're all over the place, cinema, aeroplane, out here, always surrounded. Whether you like it or not, feedback keeps coming in. Critical, harsh, some dressed beautifully, some not so beautifully. Do you have a weather inside yourself? What Stephen Covey calls the abundance mentality, saying, come on, bring it on. Because a successful man is he who builds a home with the stones and bricks that others throw at him. Wow, beautiful. But how difficult it is to implement it is what we're going to talk about, right? In this journey, what's happening is there's a lot of noise around. And a great analogy could be, if you notice that old alarm clock at your home, it's still tick-tocking during the day, but you don't hear it. But with this TV, there's relatives and stuff going on. But the same tick-tock is loud and vivid at the night when you're sleeping. Is that right? Why? Because other noises have stilled. And the lead that Vani and Shraddha gave is about when did you last listen to this internal voice and what did it take for you to get there. Let's see what's going on there, okay? So, you know this VUCA, right? Volatility, uncertainty, complexity and ambiguity. Management term 2008 subprime crisis, it became a jargon. It's actually 1990s American Cold War term, which is still prevalent. In fact, last week I did a seminar in Ahmedabad called Managing Startups in a VUCA World. Leave that aside. Let's see what's happening to the inner VUCA. What are the things that paralyze you? Again, when you look back at your defining moments, both good and bad, you will see you've been paralyzed by 3 demons who come and sit on your shoulders, whether or not you like it every morning. And boy, does it take a conscious effort to take them out. You bet. It ain't gonna go automatically, which is an important part of our meditation practice called cleansing or cleaning. If you do not proactively, through your mental faculties, throw away fear, it's going to paralyze you. It's going to be deer in a torch syndrome. And the best in the breed, and there are very senior professionals whom I respect a lot here, who run amazing businesses. You've seen them, talk to them and saying, Pramod, we had to close shop with 2 employees left and to sack them. We don't know where the next meal is coming from. The best of us have gone through that. Does fear paralyze you? A. B. Are you a victim of doubt? One of our spiritual masters, Babuji, he used to say, if you want to poison your will, simple, just create a doubt in your mind. Are you this person who's completely altruistic and all-trusting? And what does it take? And if it is not happening, are you struggling with it? Is what we're going to discuss and experience it. And lastly, the brooding nature of our mind, living in the past or future, worrying. These 3 things really, really catch you at the wrong time. And when you're in the best of spirits, these things actually paralyze you. You need to cleanse this, else it's going to be 3 steps forward, meditation, 5 steps backward, because you're not throwing out the junk. And this heart here, actually we were all born from the womb of a mother with great tuned qualities of nature, love, compassion, sympathy, inclusiveness, but it's wrapped in a bandage called inferiority complex, jealousy, anger, hatred, superiority complex. Oh my God. And when are you going to sort of unravel it is what we're going to talk about, okay? Let's see how we're going to do that. So you got 3 critical factors. Everybody knows about IQ. You know, the CAT scores last year, 6 guys scored 100 out of 100. And between 99.6 and 100, there are some 300 people shoved into those 4th digit ranking. I had deliberately kept this at the back because 20 years back, if you talk to parents, they knew about intelligence. They knew about, what is this EQ? Oh, welcome to the digital world, the social media savvy, right? That missed SMS, that wrong nuance at a party, and this whole savviness about it. They say IQ gets you the chair, and EQ allows you to sustain or destroy it. What's the equation? It's really the spiritual quotient. It's really not a numeric. I do not want to make it very algorithmic. It's really very intuitive and very experiential internally, and we're going to go through the experience right away. Okay, as part of my research, my own journey, both struggles, successes, pitfalls, balancing my very harsh corporate world with the spiritual world like all of you, I came out with this equation, which I thought makes sense. I used it in my PhD research. And that was your personal quotient is a function. Of course, you need very sharp IQ, and you need a sharper EQ. But imagine an IQ of 140 and an EQ of 140, 280 into 0. Is it 960? It's 0. Point being, if you really do not get to that place, right, with that last component in your scheme of life, I think it's going to be lose-lose game, all right? So with that, we will slip into our relaxation exercise. Those are the only 4 themes and messages I wanted to narrate. And this method, which I'm going to share and experience now, is based on Patanjali's method. There were 8 steps into this, all right? Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi. When I conduct my leadership classes, I ask people, how much wealth do you have? Oh, people are out with their calculators, this property, that bag. Everybody here knows how much money you have. Do you? But my next question is going to stump you. How much time do you have? Nobody has an answer. Nobody knows what it's going to be. Point I'm trying to bring is, our spiritual masters brought the 8 steps. You do not have to go through the first 7 steps, 6 steps. And we straight away start with dhyana. And the last stage is samadhi, where there is emergence of. Now, how does this all relate to day-to-day corporate life? Absolutely crucial, because you and I are sitting, taking decisions. Please look at this palm of mine, and imagine if you're wobbling, taking a decision based on political correctness, greed, kickbacks, some hope that will take a very meritorious decision. Is that right? And therefore, let's therefore go into practicing what we thought. All this was great theory, but nothing like an experience, the management jargon of POC, proof of concept.